Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Server 76 Scrim night here with Bobby J. I've got Racket here with me as well, as we're doing Thursdays now together. So what's going on, man?
Yeah, not bad. Ready for some Server 76 scrims as usual every Thursday.
And we've got Harbingers versus White Knights. So White Knights we've seen come up through Server 76 lately, as the Harbingers, not so much in Server 76, they're kind of a little bit more out and about through the rest of the community, but I definitely know Guymer. I've casted with him since maybe May or June, the start, like halfway through this year. So I've known him for quite some time. Full Metal, I've seen him around and about in the community as well. So I'm interested to see how their team goes tonight. But have you got any history on the White Knights you can talk about?
Not that much on the White Knights, but I can tell us a bit about the Harbingers. So I did scrim them. I think it was last night or a couple nights ago. And from what I've seen, this roster is fresh, new. Some splitting off from Tilt Mode. Jaws is now on Team Harbinger. And normally Jaws would play a lot of Roadhog, but they've shifted to him onto the Reinhardt. And we also have generally a full new roster and a newish team coming into the scene.
So, as we can take a look at the rest of their team, they've got 3 tanks, so nothing surprising there, but they do not have a hit scan. They've got a Pharaoh instead here for defense, the Harbingers. So what do you think about them not running a hit scan?
Yeah, this is what I discovered from a scrim a couple of nights ago. Their hero pool seems quite wishy-washy. Sometimes they run a Sombra as well. In a similar fashion, they run triple tank plus a Sombra or a Pharaoh, and they don't like to really rely on a Soldier hit scan or a McCree.
So if you look at the offense here for the White Knights, they get a little bit more of an offensive lineup here with the Zarya, Reaper, Soldier 76. So expect them to get in amongst it and get some Graviton Surges off with the combos with either a Death Blossom or a Tactical Visor, as we see just here in the ditch as they come up towards the first checkpoint. The fight's beginning to shape out here with Danio getting the first kill here on the Pharaoh.
Yeah, and one thing that I discovered earlier as well, Danio seems to be really comfortable on Pharaoh. Despite, Pharaoh not being that strong in the meta at the moment, it forces a reaction. It forces the Soldier to basically delegate all of his resources and timing to go on that Pharaoh. And that's what they have to rely on this team comp. Since they have the Reaper as a secondary DPS, they can say to the Soldier, all right, you have to shoot the Pharaoh, and our Reaper will go forward towards the front lines and back lines and attack them from there.
Everyone starts to regather here for the White Knights, going up here on the top side. So looking for a new entry point. Underneath didn't work too well last time. A lot of the members got caught out. And take a look here on your left-hand side. 3 ultimates here for Harbingers with 0 for the White Knights. So they'll be going in dry to this fight, looking to bait out some ultimates now of the Harbingers. If they jump down now, with the Reinhardt leading the charge here. Kabziki, I think his name is. I'm not going to try too hard to figure out that name as he charges in here. But you got Dano here in the back line, who got off a rocket barrage. And he's got a nano boost on top of him now. He's just hovering around, finishing them all off.
Yeah, that nano boost was probably a waste. Sometimes the nano boost can be applied onto a Pharaoh while she was ulting, but it was applied afterwards. So after Pharaoh got a couple of kills, there wasn't really need for that nano boost on top there. But they still have a good ult advantage, or they have an ult advantage. They're still even, regardless of the resource management that they possessed in that fight there. And they have both teams have the Reinhardt ult, so we're going to have a little bit of a mind game session here, see what happens.
We're going to jump down now. Just they've got the Reaper now with Rich White Man. He's in the back line. He's got the Zarya shield to help him out. He's trying to get on top of the squishies, but Guymer's right there doing a good job holding up the defense matrix. As now the sound barrier's been popping out for the defense. They find themselves inside a Graviton Surge, the Body Grenade on top of them with the Death Blossom here from Rich White Man to wipe them all up.
Yeah, that was a good wombo, and we saw straight after it as well, the anti-grenade was placed on, so there couldn't be any retaliation from the healers from Arceus and Full Metal. And overall, just a solid team fighting strat, getting that Graviton Surge out and using their resources instantly to clear out the team there.
They cap the first checkpoint, 3 minutes and 40 seconds in the time bank, so a good time set here that you can get at least 3 fights, decent fights in here in the second phase going into the hangar, as the top side through the shuttle has been contained here by the Harbingers. Now they've got 2 ultimates to work with, an Earth Shadow and Rocket Barrage, which Daniel has done a good job. He's already got his Rocket Barrage back up now for the next fight. He got it off in the first checkpoint as the escort comes underneath the bridge. No shields have been cracked other than for Kabzuki's right now, as he's gone on. He's moved a bit far away. He's got to charge back to his team though, but it's a little bit too late because Daniel and Jaws has already got a kill each.
Yep, I'm not sure if you can hear that. That's my alarm.
I can't hear it.
Okay, good. Right, so Danio is just got a quadra kill there, I believe, even without the rocket barrage. So they have a good advantage in this next fight. They also have the nano boost potential to place on top of that Pharah as well.
So they baited out the... I think he just switched onto the McCree there, so they didn't bait out that. So that's an interesting pickup here. Oh, no, he switched off the McCree and he's gone back to the Soldier 76. So Glazcan is going to... or Glascan, or however he wants to say it, pronounce it. He switched back onto the Soldier 76, so he lost a little bit of ult charge there. Not too much of a big deal though, because they've still got 2 minutes and 28 seconds. His Holo Guys now gets the kill here on top of Danio, so they're down their main core defense damage right now, the defense. So offense has got to move in now, but Jaws has the nano boost, but he gets charged up against the wall here. Boric Grenade's going to land on Kubziki. He's going to take him out here, so they're down a couple of members with Watch Fresh, getting a double kill. The sound barrier's been popped now by Full Metal. I don't think that sound barrier was really needed though, Racket.
Nah, definitely. Often, after these fights are done, Lucios, they have a little bit of an adrenaline rush. They say, yeah, let's break it down. They get like the movement speed. They try and chase everyone down, but it obviously wasn't necessary in that fight. But props to our case here. He's getting his nano bursts way more frequently than Wombat, already one up on him there. And we saw that Jaws had received the nano burst in that fight, and Watch Fresh ended up getting a double kill for his own, getting a couple of members out very quickly, and it stunned the White Knights as they were pushing in.
Kentucky's shield has already been crumbled, so he's going to have to build that back up as he goes around the right-hand side to join the fight up here on the top side on the bridge. As he charges in, gets near the shuttle, he's got a sleep dart on top of him, and then Watch Fresh gets hooked in here by the enemy Roadhog as Holo Guys jumps back down to get some Hog's Breath happening, but he gets charged by Jaws. He hits the whole Hog though to create some space. It's a very, very spaced out fight here, and the defense is going to capitalize on this as a lot of the members start to regroup around the escort.
Right, so I think the main story of this map so far, the Pharah seems to be dominating. If I were Team White Knights, I would say maybe we should run double hit scan, because Danio is running around in these back lines, getting a lot of damage in, and it's going to be very difficult to retaliate. The only really reliable thing that can be used onto the Pharah is the Soldier, and Glascan seems to be having some problems with that at the moment.
I'd like to see them switch onto a Winston here, White Knights, and get someone up there to just get into the Pharah's face and deny them. Or even, they've got a D.Va. Actually, a D.Va would be better, but the fight's going to happen here just down below, next to the escort. George has the nano boost, but Rich White Man has the same. He's trying to get in the back line to get on top of the squishies, but they're doing a good job of avoiding him. Now he's right in the face of Jaws, has to hit the Wraith, while the rest of his team is just faded in front of his eyes. There's only Glascan now with Holo Guys, and I can't see his name, Wombat House now, but the Bodic Grenade lands on top of them. Full Metal pops the sound barrier. It's the last fight of the game here, so it's just going to top everyone off. They're going to finish off all the members here of White Knights, and with a successful defense here. Unless someone can magically do something here, Racket, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, from what I see, Team White Knights didn't have a very good read in analyzing the team comp here, because Pharah was just running amok. So what do you do when a Pharah is doing that much in that scenario? You say, all right, maybe let's try quad tank or something that has a team that has a lot of health, so Pharah can't shred through anyone. Yep. And you delegate a D.Va, get the defense matrix down, drop a lot of that rocket barrage damage, and D.Va's a fantastic answer to retaliate, because that defense matrix pretty much neglects that whole ultimate, and maybe even the double hit scan, because they are running the 2-2-2, which means that, maybe they were familiar with the double hit scan comp. They weren't running a triple tank or a quad tank, so they obviously didn't have the correct answers that game. But I'm keen to see what their adaptations are for this next map here.
From White Knights, they're going to go with Kamziki now on the Pharah, so they're almost copying what the defense just did, so they're going to run a hit scan this time around.
Yep, well, from what I know, Danio does play a lot of Pharah, so we'll see what happens here. Fighting fire with fire, depending on the skill level. It's definitely an interesting concept in theory, but if you do have someone who's more experienced on that hero, they could just, obviously get that much of a better showing, and it could be an embarrassment, but I'm not sure about Kubziki's Pharah play. And it'll be interesting to see what happens, because don't forget, look at the team comp here. Full Metal is running a Mercy, so Danio is going to be pocketed. So even if Kubski did have the better Pharah, still has that Mercy at the back, pocketing and keeping her sustained in the air with these rats.
Rich White Man has a big tall order ahead of him here. The big workload on his shoulders. He must get those defense matrix off at the right time to block a lot of the powered rockets coming up from Damio this time around, with Full Metal being on the Mercy. So Archeus, so they've got a good, they can take out Kumziki quite easily here because they've got the Ana and the Soldier 76, and they have Gaima on the Diva to prevent Kumziki doing any sort of damage, which is the only core DPS member they have now on the defense. But the fight's going to break out quite early here on the Escort as Danio is getting nice and healed up. The boost was on top of him here. Glasscan does get the kill on top of Gaima, so good start here for the defense, getting a couple of kills. Yeah,
now also a thing to note as well is that for Team Harbinger, they aren't running a Lucio in their team comp, which is very difficult in a lot of these scenarios because Ana does benefit a lot with running with the Lucio because the AoE healing can be buffed with those wombo scenarios. You can pump the Amped up and you can get pretty much an instant heal if any crowd control ability does come up and the supports aren't being hit from it. But usually Mercy and Ana not very good combo because the healing buff that Ana does grant isn't the most beneficial when Mercy is going on someone.
Dano is getting boosted here by Full Metal, nice and pocketed. He's already got a couple kills to his name as the shield just comes up just in time by the Reinhardt here for the defense. As he charges in here, he's slammed down Gaima. The rocket barrage is going to come up for Damio, just being hooked by Hologuise to end it though, but he's already got a double kill before the hook came out, and that's going to win them the fight.
Yep, so they're really analyzing their win condition here. They're like, alright, so Danio is doing a fantastic job on this Pharah. He did a really good job the previous round, so let's just pop a Mercy on. Let's make him carry even harder than he was the previous round. Let's make him even more of a problem because Danio is ramping around in these backlines pretty much invincible now, and it's going to be a real problem.
It's not too far for them to push it to the golden square. They've got 4 minutes and 43 seconds to do it, so plenty of time for them to keep the pressure up on the defense here. As Kumziki's forced to go into the back line now, as Danio's right there, he takes him out. Oh, he takes out Ana actually, and there's a Bastion that's been switched here from Hologuise off the Roadhog. I don't think that's a good choice, as he's been wiped out pretty quickly here. And then Earthshatter comes out here for Glasscan now on the Reinhardt, but he's taken out, so a lot of wasted ultimates. The last ditch effort as Full Metal reses here. Everyone's got to celebrate around the payload, so pretty clean win here for the Harbingers.
Yeah, very clean win, and I don't even need to be an analyst for that game. I think everyone just saw that Pharah of Team Harbingers, they did a fantastic job. The Pharah was definitely the problem, but when you look at a Pharah player that's dominating that hard, you have to delegate resources. Pharah's in that same category as Genji. They're not exactly the meta picks, but when they are picked, you need to adapt around them, and obviously as you said previously, maybe the Winston could have done a good job, at least causing a bit of pressure in the air, maybe running a Zenyatta to assist with that hit scan up with the Pharah, and it was too much of a problem for them in the end.
Well, they're going to learn from their mistakes. They're going to pick a new map, so we'll take a short break here. We'll be back in a few minutes once the teams have selected a new map. Don't go anywhere.